I'm Tony Wheeler. I'm one of the people who started Lonely Planet a long time ago, and I've done a lot of travel over the years, but my first really big trip was the Asia Overland trip, as we called it at that time, but later on it was known as the Hippie Trail. The music of that era, I always think of Jefferson Airplane, White Rabbit. And of course Scott McKenzie, If You're Going to San Francisco, Flowers in Your Hair, all that sort of thing. The trip really started in London, but a lot of people thought that Amsterdam was a better place to go to start travel. And there was a lot of talk about the magic buses running from Amsterdam out to India. You know, rock and roll was always featured on the road sort of songs. Perfect sort of songs being on the road was Janis Joplin and Bobby McGee, Busted Flat in Baton Rouge. The pudding shop in Istanbul was a place that everybody who did that trip would go through there. And if you knew someone who was kicking around Asia, you could more or less sit down in the pudding shop, wait there, and after a couple of months they were bound to turn up. Cream and Eric Clapton. There was a hotel, I think it was called the Emir Kabir in Tehran, and everybody at some point would turn up at the Emir Kabir. Julie Driscoll and Brian Alder and the Trinity, Wheels on Fire. Chicken Street in Kabul was the sort of crossroads for every backpacker in Asia. And I remember there was a restaurant on Chicken Street called Siggy's. It was clearly run by a German called Siegfried, but Siggy's was a place everybody went to. Connect Santana's Abraxas album with Siggy in Kabul. Katmadu was where you were heading to. It was there in the mountains. High in the mountains or high in your head, I think sometimes. Another seminal band from that period, late 60s, early 70s, was The Who, and of course they did a record called Magic Bus. I'm so nervous I just sit and